Hello everybody, today we're using Make a Lemonade, the small set, Make a Lemonade, the big set, and So Very Mice, because I found those two mice which would be nice with a lemonade stand. And then I stamped all my images, colored them and cut them out.
Ta-da!
And also we're gonna use the yay, the lemon border and the lemon vine border. And also I prepared those, I ink blended it a bit. And I want to make a cool pop-up card on the inside, but I also need a front panel, something nice there. So I started with ink blending that. I use VersaFine Clear ink with melon soda, that's the greenish one, the barley blue, the light blue, and the Adriatic Sea. Also I use this shimmer spray on top of it just to make it a bit nicer. And that is already the background done. Then I have prepared all of those things, so I just lay them out quickly to see how I want it and yeah, how it should go. So there you see that layout. I used that small stamp set for the front panel with the Make Lemonade. And those glasses are kind of fun because I stamped them crooked, but then I thought that's a cool effect. Then I just glued together my lemon vines. Without thinking where to put flowers, where to put the lemons, I just put them somewhere and then try to arrange them again on the panel. Not that it's too much, but not too little. So I thought this smaller one in the middle is fine. So the yay on top will be seen. And I found it hard to put something there for my lemon jar thing. So I used this lemon border as a standing point for my glasses and my jug. Is it a jug? Jug, yeah, jug could be. Cut off the rest. And then the yay, I wanted that a bit higher so it doesn't get lost in the thing. So I'm gonna use 3D foam and put it a bit higher. It's 2mm foam, so it just pops up a bit. And then I add the glasses and the jar. So, and I'm sorry for my voice, I'm not so well today, but I want to finish this video. Also, I didn't like that handle was so wide, so I cut that out. I don't have the die cuts for that. Maybe they would have cut that out. But I did cut out my pictures with a Brothers Scan and Cut. I'm using it more because I have it more reachable in my room here, so that's very cool. I just need to think of it. Okay, then I glue that on. I did pop it up on 3D foam too, in the places where it wouldn't be on anything else. Then I wanted it to have a shaker on the inside, so I have this shaker die cut. I cut out 5 of those frame things and 2 of those acetates, which are this other die. They're hard to see. And the rest, the decoration stuffs, I cut out in 3 colors because I did not know how I wanted to do it. Then I glued together 3 of those layers. They are in the middle. And on each side there will be an acetate because I want it to be see-through because it's a glass jar. So here I have to pay attention to glue it on the right side. So I have it wedged in between 2 papers. When you have acetate, you should use score tape because it holds better and doesn't spill out. But this border was too small to add the acetate all around, so I also used glue. And then I use it on the other side too to be able to sandwich it in between those papers. And now I have a paper frame on the outside, then the acetate, then the 3 layers. And now here I have to glue it on the other side because this comes on the front. I didn't even bother to use score tape here. I just went for glue. Actually, the spillage wasn't too bad. It's fascinating. So I did adhere that there. Now I want to decorate it. And this is quite sped up because I just tried to see what's best. I use black or yellow or blue and just add it all together. Then the feet and the trim and the lid knob. Okay, now I fill my shaker with the new lemon slices and some other things. And for the first time I tested if it's filled enough, and then I added a bit more and I glued it together. Now for the inside of the card where my big scene is, I needed to ink blend the background first. So I wanted to have like a pebble stoned floor. So I am masking off the front where I don't want it to go over because there's going to be the message you can write. And then I used this pebble thing. It's from Happy Doodle, but they don't exist anymore. With pumice stone, I think. And then I mask off the upper part and go over it with tea dye, which are distress inks. So I have a nice kind of sandy, stony floor. Now I wanted to make a grassy border, and I thought this border thing has the thing that masks it off, but it does not have it. Sometimes you have it, you can ink blend on the one side and then you can use the other side to mask off and ink blend behind it, but this didn't have it. So when I now ink blend the next one, I kind of lose my first layer, so I go over it with a darker color so it still appears there. And then I did my sky, and I just used the leftover ink, what was on the brush from my VersaFine Clear inks. Now I needed some pop-up mechanisms, and I tried to blend them a bit to make them not stick out. If I had used white, they would stick out very, very muchly. And here, I know muchly is not a word, I just use it sometimes. Here I lay out my critters. I want them to come into the card. I really like having a 3D scene that pops up all over the place. So here I measure how far to the front I want this mixer to come. I just use my fingers to make it, it's not precise. So I decided I'd take 3 centimeters. And then I see how high my mixer is, because I don't want this thing to be higher than the mixer. Make a line there. And then again, I use my first measurement, those 3 centimeters, and add a glue flap, which is 1 centimeter. I can cut off the rest, and on the other side I just trim off a little bit because I want it to be in front of the crease of the card, and that just needs a little less than the whole 3 centimeters. Now I can fold it and just place it and see if that fits, and this is where that will go. And then I do the same thing for the lemon stand. I want this to come out even further. I take another strip. And they didn't want to. Come on, come on. Okay, got one. So I measure it with my thumb there. So you see, it's not precise at all. And then I think at 5. I need a clean measurement here, though, because I need to double it. I need to replicate it. So I take 5 centimeters. I measure my base, what it needs. That can be an odd number. It doesn't matter. I don't need to replicate that. But now I need those 5 centimeters again, from 8 to 13. And another centimeter for the glue flap. I cut off the rest, turn it around, and cut off a little sliver again to make space for the fold of the main card. And I burnish it nicely, and that will go there. So, okay. Now I also want a little mouse, and I also want other pop-ups, but I just show you one more. I measure how far I want it to come out. This is, I take 1.5 centimeters here, and then not too high. I do 1 centimeter for the height of the thing, and then I need to find another 1.5 centimeters. It's not the best scoreboard. I don't have many lines, and some are wrong, but from 9 to 10 to that star thing, that's another 1.5, and then another centimeter for the glue flap. Can cut off the rest and turn it around and cut off a little sliver. And this is how I make all my pop-ups from now on. I used to make cubes, and maybe I should have made a cube for some later on. They were a bit tricky, but those work too, if you have a base to put it against. Because you need that crease where you can aim it to, and then it works out well. So now I glue it on. I did look how far to the left or right I want it, but I didn't look for too long. So my cards are mostly just try out and make it work somehow. And then I glue down the other one too, because I wanted to pay attention what I do first, what I do next, so the stuff doesn't go in the way. So I add that in front of that line, put it down nicely, and then I can fold it in, yeah, it's in half, put glue on the glue flap, close it, and be careful when opening it so it doesn't rip apart. So I try to hold it when I open it, and I really stick it together. Do it a few more times. My glue dries very quickly, but not that quick at the same time. Okay, then those go there, but before I put those on, I thought I want to put that mouse there in the middle. So to be able to reach it, I put down the pop-up mechanism first, and then later on I put on the rest. So again, in front of the crease, fold it over, put the glue on the glue flap, close it, and you can do that as many times as you want to. And with those small things, I often use a pencil to be able to push it towards the panel. Okay, and now I glue on the little mouse. I put it on, I close the card, then it often slips up a bit to make space for it to be able to bend. That's why you should close it up and then adjust it again. You need a little sliver down there for it to be able to bend. Now this mixer is very thick because it's a shaker. So this needs more room to bend. It will be higher up on the panel, and I use a ton of glue here, but not to the bottom because I knew it wouldn't go all the way down there. So here I think I put it flush to the floor, bottom part, and then I fold it and it goes higher because it needs that room. And then see there, it's quite in the air. So I had to wait quite a bit, and now I add another in the front of it because I want more things to pop out. And whilst I was filming that, my camera ran out of storage, so it will stop very abruptly. But I will show you the result soon, and now you know how those mechanisms are done, and you can add them in front of other objects too, and that's very cool. Here's a closer look. So actually this front panel would have been lovely as a card by itself, but I had the idea for the inside first, so that's all a bit elaborate. I did add more of those pop-up things because I find it so cool that you can just extend your scene and add more of those wherever you want them. So I have this mouse here, and then those two here. That's it actually. Also put a sugar bag here behind the stand, and what else? Some more lemons there, and the flowers just to make the scene nicer and with the sun. Yeah. Okay, so this is my lemon stand, lemon lemonade stand card. Okay, and now thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one.